audio is not too bad in here. It's kind of getting dark out, so I have to have my kitchen lights on. But I wanted to follow up. If any of you saw my meal prep or my grocery haul this week, you saw that we did a Sam's Club haul and we stocked up on a little bit of meat. I have a little over 8 pounds of chicken breast. I have 3 pounds of salmon, and I have 7.5 pounds of pork loin. And so I want to show you how I go ahead and put this into individual bags. I actually use a bag sealer. This is the Gourmia, not sure how you pronounce that. And this seals the bags, and so I wanted to show you how I do that. All right, so I'm gonna set the chicken and the salmon aside. So I have $52 worth of meat here. The chicken was $14 and the pork loin is $14. So again, that is huge. You get the whole big thing for $14. So rather than buy pork chops and they mark up the price, I just buy it this way. And what I usually do is cut some pork chops out of it, and then I keep so much of it for an actual loin roast that I'll just throw in the crock pot. So I'm gonna do that first. And I just dry it off a little bit just so that it's not so wet. All right, so I'm gonna cut them in about 1-inch slices. So we're gonna end up with some chops like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the chops and I'm going to just throw it on the scale just to see how much it weighs. So about 5.8 ounces. So that is perfect. That's about the weight that we want, 6 ounces. So these are going to be the perfect size for what we want for one dinner. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep cutting. All right, so once I'm done, what I'm left with is I have about a 2-pound roast that I'll use just to put in the crock pot for a roast. And then I ended up with, we will each have one of these for dinner. So I ended up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 nights worth of pork chops plus the pork loin roast. So not too bad for $14. So if you didn't want to do the roast and you wanted to just cut it all into pork chops, then you're still going to get, for 2 people, 1, 2, about 3 more dinners. So you're going to end up with 10 nights worth of pork chops for $14. So definitely a savings. So the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to, let me just wash my hands. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put them into the bags. And I don't actually buy the bag, I just buy a whole roll and I just cut them myself. So I'm going to do the pork loin first. So I'm just going to put that in there and then cut it. We'll cut it about there. And then the first thing I'm going to do is seal one of the ends. So I'm just going to set this on here, close it up, and I don't have my old lady glasses on, so let me see. I just want to seal it. So I'm going to do manual seal. Okay, and then the light goes off to tell me that the seal is done. So that side is sealed. Now for this side, I'm going to go ahead and vacuum seal it. So I'm going to close that on there. And then I have to tell whether it's dry food or moist food. This is pretty much dry, but we don't want it to suck the juice out. That's why I asked you that. And do you want gentle or normal? So I'm going to say normal, and I'm going to say dry. And then we're going to hit vac and seal. Now if I hadn't have dried it off with the paper towel, then I would put moist. But as you can see, it's not really sucking juice up. If it was moist, it'd be sucking the juice up there, and then I would change it to moist. And then just wait until the lights go off, telling us that it's sealed. Alright, so there we have it. And that is how it seals it. And then I'll just store it in my freezer. Probably don't need so much paper. This is kind of a waste, but... Alright, so for the pork chops, I'm going to use a smaller... As you can see, these are two different size. I think you can see. I have two different size rolls, so I'm going to use the smaller roll for the pork chops. And I'm just going to put 2 of them in each package. And then if we have a night that we want 4, I just pull 2 of them out. Okay, and that's it for the pork chops. That's simple. So if you have a little bit of time, it's a lot cheaper to do it this way and just make your own pork chops and bag them up yourself. This sealer, honestly, I don't even remember how much it was. I'm going to say maybe around $50. I got this quite a while ago. I'll see if I can find it, and you know what I'll do. I'll put it down in my links, down in the Amazon links. I'm pretty sure I got it off of Amazon. So I'm going to go ahead and finish these pork chops up, and then I will show you what to do with the salmon, how I do the salmon and the chicken. So that's what we end up with for the pork chop. So I have 7 nights worth of pork chops plus a 2-pound pork loin roast for $14. Okay, for the salmon, this is about a 3-pound piece. So I am going to just do my best to cut it into thirds. So I'm going to cut little pieces off the ends. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut down the side like this. So then I'm just going to take the rest of it and cut it into about thirds. And then I'm going to cut it into portions for us. So then I'm just going to try and get an idea of how much they weigh. Alright, so that's about a 5-ounce piece. That is about a 7-ounce piece. So these are going to be different. That's 7, so those two are 7. That's 7.5. That is 5.5, so we'll put that with that one. That's about 6. Alright, so we're going to keep those ones together, and then these pieces I'll just put with the other ones. So then I ended up with 3 dinners out of the salmon. And I think I can probably fit these in one of these bags. Okay, so that's what we ended up with for the salmon. And finally, the chicken. So for the chicken, the first thing I'm going to do is see what I have for pieces. And I'm going to go through and just trim it off first. And as you can see, some of these are kind of cut in pieces. So I'll have a pile that I'm going to keep that's going to be for ones that I use kind of for like to cut into tenders or something. And then I'll have ones that I use just for chicken breasts. So what I usually do with these, as you can see, they're really thick. So I usually make 2 chicken breasts out of each one. And so then you have them like that. And then grab another paper towel. So if we put this on the scale, we're looking at about a 6-ounce piece of chicken. So perfect amount. That will be 1 dinner. So I'm just going to go through, Make sure these are all weighing out properly so that I see whether I need to add some to it. See, like that one, that's the bottom part, and that's an 8-ounce piece. Okay, this one is only 4, so that one I'll put probably another one in with that one. Alright, so since that one is only 4, I'm going to put that in my pile over here that I'm going to use for pieces to like cut up. These ones are 6 ounce, so these I'm going to put packaged together to use for actual chicken breast. And then as you can tell, that piece I'll put with that. So for example, the night that I do the pickle brined, I'm going to make pickle brined chicken tenders, but I'm just going to use the chicken breast. And so what I'll do is just cut these pieces into smaller pieces to make kind of chicken tenders. So what I'm looking for is pieces between 6 and 8 ounces. Okay, that's about 5 ounces. I think these ones are going to be, that's 6, okay. All right, there's a 4-ounce piece. About 5.5. Okay, so that one is 6. That one's 6. Okay, and then, so what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to now put these in 1-pound packages. All right, so that's about 1 pound there. And that's about 1 pound there. So I'll have 2 pounds separate that I can use for, I'll just use these to cut them up into pieces, and then these ones I'll use for actual chicken breast that we have chicken breast for. So let me get some washing up first before I do any more with this. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead, I think for the ones that I'm going to put in the 1-pound packages, I'm actually going to go ahead and cut them into smaller strips. So I'm going to go ahead and get the regular chicken into the bags. And I just know that each one of these is going to be right around 6 ounces each. Try and scoot those up. Okay. Alright, so for these, I'm just going to go ahead and cut them into strips. Same with this one. I think this one I'm going to go ahead and cut into cubes. And then that way I have cube chicken in there. So if I want to do like a lunch, you guys know sometimes I do like chicken fried rice or something for lunch, and I put cube chicken in there. So this will be perfect for that. Okay, let me get my hands washed one more time, and then I will show you what we end up with. So we ended up with a pound. So we've got, each one of these has 6 ounces, 2 6-ounce portions of chicken breast in them. We ended up with 4, 5, 6, and then 2 1-pound pieces with just the tender. I just cut them into tenderloins. And then we have our salmon. And I'm going to run out of room. Our pork chops. And there we go. So that's what we ended up with for $52, and it's already portioned, and I'll just throw it in my freezer and pull it out when I need it. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This will probably make 2 dinners, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 dinners here. We got enough to make 20 dinners, and I spent $52 on the meat. So not too bad. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you're new to my channel, I hope that you'll consider subscribing. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and make sure to click the notification bell so you're notified anytime that I upload new content. This is a little bit different video than I normally do. But I wanted to show everybody how it's so easy to go ahead and do this. So I hope you all have a fantastic night, and I'll see you in my next video. I am Christy, and I am Planning Us Healthy.